He's not. OBS. Well, it's not the Yeti. It's the fact it's OBS going back to default, and it's not connecting.
Why I'm making that comment. No, I know that this issue is not a problem with the Yeti. I just, you have to dial because they are so sensitive. You have to dial those things in so perfectly to get all the background noise
that
out.
Is
and
true.
there's so
it's
many
very sensitive.
There's so many other mics. You don't have to do that.
I'm a Razer gal. I've been for a while.
I've been using the Samsung Q2U, which is like a $60 mic, and I love it. And the great thing about it, it's both USB and XLR. So when I upgraded to my Go XLR, I just switched from my USB connection to my XLR connection.
Dude, it's so cool that I actually have pins connecting to. All right. It's what happens when you have magnets.
And ADD
and ADD and everything else. It's okay.
Debbie, you always frame me like off to the center. Like on
you
the
move.
Zoom meeting, I'm dead center. The Zoom say I'm dead center, but on stream, I'm like all the way over to the corner. I move a lot. I fidget.
You do move, so I will move you over.
And then 5 minutes later, you'll no longer be centered again.
I learned this doing my first ever YouTube video last week. I fidget a lot.
You're making me. You're messing everything up now.
I do this kind of thing when gaming.
There, is that better? Is that to your liking?
Beautiful. That is beautiful.
Is that to your liking,
now.
Sir Emmerich? Wait, hold on. Hold on.
I have a wand that I will use.
I am sorry.
I'm just slowly moving my camera until it's got me centered.
Hey, there you go. Just move your own self.
And lucky me, I got a placeholder picture from an existing video game of an existing character. So
you know what's bad is I was about to argue I can't move the camera because of the background, and the background is virtual. And move, say sit or whatever. But I was literally about to be like, I can't move the camera. I've got a background behind me. Yeah, that's not going anywhere.
At one point, I'll get a camera with Zoom, and you won't just be like, "Hi."
What's that movie? I know we need to be starting, so if you are in here, welcome. But it's
we're a little on the crazy side right now. We haven't been together for a while, so
it's been about a month.
We gotta get the talking out.
We do have an announcement to make, but it's making me think of this. What is the movie with Heath Ledger and
Batman? Sorry.
No. It's He Becomes the Night.
Knight's Tale.
Yeah, Knight's Tale.
Hold on.
Come on.
I just couldn't think of what it was called.
I might actually be going to the Mahoning to see that.
But wasn't the guy the knight that they were actually supposed to be helping, Sir Emmerich? Wasn't that the guy's name?
It's possible. I haven't seen that movie in 15 years. I'd have to look.
I think it's Sir Edric.
I think it is too.
I don't know, but I do have one question. How many experience points for the farmer?
Oh, wait, what?
So
I know one person in this chat gets that.
How much experience for the farmer?
A couple others have seen the movie, but probably not as often as those of us who've seen it.
Onward to waffles.
Waffles.
Oh.
But so before we get started, welcome everybody. I know it has been probably about a month since we definitely
life gets in the way.
We had a lot of stuff. My mother-in-law was in town last week. AZ had a camping trip and some personal stuff going on 2 weeks ago. Maddie,
by the way.
Huh?
Sir Ector.
Oh, Sir Ector. Okay, it was close.
You never know where inspiration comes from. For a minute, you had me thinking, is that where I pulled this name from? Is I remember a movie from 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I had to look it up. It was bugging me.
So Robin ran away.
Sir Robin. Sir Robin.
But Maddie had some stuff going on a couple weeks before that. So I mean, we've had some personal life issues causing us not to play. So with that being said, we will be playing this week. We'll be playing next week, the 28th. We'll be skipping the 5th because, again, Maddie is a college student and has a production going on that week, and is not able to be here. So she has work to do, and then that also
I'll make it worth it.
And then I figuring, and then we're gonna skip. I think we're skipping the 12th. For something, I can't remember why.
She
I think it is
We're
my
skipping
production
both
again.
we're skipping both of those for Maddie.
For Maddie. So,
Yeah.
we will again be playing them the 19th and the 26th. The 26th will be a Halloween show where, in hopes, everybody will be dressed up in something, or not like our characters, but will be at least in costumes.
Oh, so we can't do our
He's
characters?
sweating.
If you want to do your character, do your character. More power.
Because I have a black cloak that would be perfect for it.
I may have to do Arthur Dent.
I will say this now, and this is going to be per AZ's approval, but if you actually want to dress as your character, I would say you get an advantage roll of some sort. +1, or
We can work something like that.
we can work something out, which I think would be awesome.
Or even if it's not specifically your character, if it makes sense for the campaign.
So,
That's a good thing. Oh,
But,
sorry, I'm thinking out loud.
but before we get started, we are going to be doing, right now we are going right into our 4th quarter event, which is one up on Kansas. But, this weekend, so for this week and next week, we are raising money for,
To write love on her arms.
yes, right? I was trying to find the abbreviated. I couldn't think of what it was. We are doing an event this weekend. I believe it's starting Friday afternoon, and will be running through Sunday night in honor of Digit 348. For those who were or are a part of the Good for Gaming community, Digit was one of our members who passed away a few months ago due to suicide. It's definitely not easy for some of us because of how well we knew him, how good of a friend he was to a lot of us. But
a lot of us will be playing games in honor of him.
Yes. So make sure you come by this weekend and help support that event. Agnew, thank you for that follow. Though over the next 4 sessions, while I was at Tampa Bay Comic Con about a month and a half ago, or a month ago now, I met up, or I didn't meet up, but I met a local artist. They are on the East Coast of Florida, so I'll still call them local.
They're still local. They're local.
They create 3D egg dice holders. If you can see in the lower left corner of your screen, I'm kind of holding this up for you. This is a custom painted egg dice holder, where it is magnetic, so it kind of holds it together, and it is 2 layers. I kind of put some dice in here to kind of give you an idea of what it looks like while it is holding the dice. I got the official, I don't want to say approval, but the official word from them today. I will actually pull it up onto the screen so you guys can kind of get an idea of what they do. They are called Rad Gaming. They do raise money for their own organization as well. I'm not going to get into that. If you are interested in that, please send me a message. But Rad Gaming, they do make different types of dice holders. They did make me aware that they are going to give away one of the single color chromatic egg holders, which is a value of $30. They will also be giving away a holy dice grenade, which is literally it's a big open canistered dice holder.
Just make sure you count to 5. I mean 3.
3, my lord.
I'm confused.
The
I
holy,
usually get AZ's references. I'm 0 for 2 tonight. I feel horrible.
the holy hand grenade of Antioch when he says, you
Oh
count to 5.
yes,
One,
yes.
two,
3, my lord.
5.
3, sir. 3.
And then they're also going to give an Eldritch Horror egg dice holder, which, as you can see, is very different. I mean, these are real cool eggs. The only
They
one
do take some time to make.
they,
So.
they do take a little time to make. It took mine a little longer to get because I had it custom painted. I mean, when I mean custom painted, they literally would talk to me on Discord and whatnot until I was happy with the color. Pictures and all that do not do justice on this at all. This is an amazing piece.
You're not showing up on stream.
Oh, because I was on the left. So I mean, it was real cool that they offered this before they even got to know us. We sat around and talked to them for a little bit and told them that we were getting ready to start a D&D game on the Good for Gaming channel, and that was exactly what they said. They said when we get back from Gen Con, they offered to donate an egg, and I wasn't expecting 3 different eggs. The way that you will be able to obtain entries into this drawing, it's going to be $1 ticket to either, for right now, it will be for the event going on this weekend, To Write Love on Our Arms, which if you type !donate in chat, you will get that link. That will be for this week and next week. And then come the 26th show and the 19th show, it'll be donations to the One Up on Cancer event. So for every $1 you donate, you will get a ticket into that drawing. And you only can receive tickets during our Tuesday night streams. If you're here this weekend and you donate, your tickets will not be counted from that event. So, from there, that is, I guess, all night's opening. If you guys do have any questions, please hit me up here on Twitch. You can hit me up at Cubby Blue for Life, or if you are on the Good for Gaming channel, Cubby Blue for Life, and I can answer any questions about.
Switched with somebody else's.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
mentioned that earlier, but
And tonight, the part of Jester shall be played by Robin, and vice versa.
Robin has never looked this handsome. I mean,
when Robman took his screen off, when
you do that,
it moved
Zoom,
him.
It just messes things up.
So
I'm sorry.
It's fixed. No worries.
yeah, Robin, it's all your fault.
So
I mean, that's not new.
AZ, it's all yours.
Alrighty, so it's been a little while. Why don't we just do a real quick who everybody's playing, and then I'll kind of mention where things got left off, and we can start back into the wonderful world of Etrin's Folly, also known as Plaguestone, or Plaguestone, excuse me.
Start in the upper left with fantasy.
I am Fantasy Geek. I am playing your half elf cleric, drow, warlock combination. Yeah.
All that together in one.
Maddie.
Hello there, everybody. My name is Magic Maddie, and I am playing Sapphire Elgon, a lovely but very free-spirited bard. She's a little bit of a doofus, but she's a charmer in her lightheartedness, and it's all dandy. So she better survive, hopefully.
Jester.
I'm Jester. I'm playing Emmerich, human sorcerer. A little bit of a past that we don't know about yet.
Ooh. I'm Gary Blue for life. I am playing Brenzeeth, a human druid. Yeah. And Rob Man.
I'm Rob, and I'm playing Joven Delm, the half-drow artificer, and his amazing sidekick Ren.
Who supposedly can talk but hasn't said a word yet.
Well, you know, I don't want to force him.
I don't know. It sounds like your character wants to force him most of the time. How many times have you asked him questions? So, and I am AZ Rockslide, the GM, which means I'm basically playing everybody else with my sometimes humorous voicing. So where things left off a few weeks back at this point is that our man Emmerich had been able to decipher the logbooks and found out that a man who was only designated as H had been doing some dealings with our esteemed my mind just went blank with our esteemed caravan owner, and was told that that had to be Halid, but they weren't sure exactly where Halid was. The other thing that they have learned is that our esteemed caravan owner has been poisoned. They are suspecting that Finnick the goblin may have put the poison in to his dessert, and they were going to try and locate him. There was also some talk about maybe trying to talk to the farmer who'd kind of been at the center of the whole fight that night, but that's kind of the balls that are in the air right now, trying to locate Halid, trying to find Finnick, and maybe talking to the farmer. So with that in mind, I will leave that open as to where everybody wants to start out. I think at this point it's getting close to, because it would have taken a while for Emmerich to get through the books, we're going to say it's the latter part of the day after the murder. So what is your next action?
So, Bryce, you still want to go out and look for the goblin?
I kind of do.
I don't see the harm in it. Let's go.
Goblin shall do.
What could possibly go wrong in this investigation?
Famous last words.
Indeed. All right.
You know it.
So I need, as you make your way out into the marketplace, I need every single one of you to make a perception roll.
Ooh.
There is a reason for this.
Oh boy, here we go. Roll perception.
Roll perception.
I'm actually not stuck tonight. 19.
Okay.
15 on the die, 18 altogether.
Check perception, Maddie. Check.
Oh, okay. Oopsies. I am a 10, so I know Ellie Fane is going way before me, and Bryson. Well, it's okay.
All right. So anybody who has scored 17 or higher notices the figure of Finnick in one of the alleys by the marketplace. Anyone in the Elephane, you see a figure, but you don't quite catch exactly. You think it kind of looks like a goblin, so you're pretty sure it's Finnick. And Sapphire, you maybe see a shadow. Part of the reason I'm doing that is you're all going to have to chase him. Those of you who see him fully have an advantage in trying to catch him, which is why I had each of you roll for perception. So he goes taking off down the aisle between you taking off down the alley the minute he notices that he's been spotted. Between you and the alley are some various carts and merchants. How do you try to catch up to him? I'm going to leave we're going for kind of the cinematic advantage, which for those of you who don't know, the idea is I'm not going to give them like every little detail of how I want them to try to find him. but I am going to talk about different things that are in the way in that. How you choose to try and combat it, I will assign roles. One of you needs to be successful in 4 of the roles that I assign to catch him.
So, who all got above the 70? Who all saw him?
I saw him.
So Briz, Emmerich, and Jovan all definitely saw him.
Okay.
Elephane mostly saw him. So basically, Briz, Jovan, and Elephant, you're all actually starting with 1 successful roll just from the perception. That gives you that advantage.
Nice.
All right. I'm going to.
And unfortunately, Sapphire, you're starting at a -1 for rolling that poorly on the perception.
A sigh.
That's okay. You can make you've got some abilities that might help you make up that. And as long as one of you catches them, you're fine. So it's not like you all have to catch them.
Oh, good.
So,
Well,
But I'm going to leave
logical
some of
feature.
how you try to do that up to you. There may be some clever ideas you can pull off. So, but like I said, the main thing is he's taken off down the alley. There's some carts and merchants between you and the alley right now. So how do you approach trying to get up to him in speed? Let's go in order of who had the highest roll. I think that means Emmerich, you've got first shot. What are you doing?
This might be an overuse of the tool, so tell me if you can't use it this way. But if I use Mage Hand to clear some of the people out of the way between
You
us and the
absolutely
alley,
can try.
I would like to do so then.
Okay. I'm not as familiar with Mage Hand. What would be a good, for those of you who might know a little bit more about it, what would be a good roll for that?
Mage Hand can move up to 5 pounds.
Oh, then it's probably not going to help. It's not going to. You're not even going to be able to move people.
Yeah,
then.
that didn't mention that in my description. Oh, it says more than 10 pounds,
Oh,
but that still's not going to move a cart. So.
Yeah, no, not really.
Mm.
Nice idea. And no, I'm not going to penalize you for thinking of something like that.
Well, I
So
appreciate
try
that.
something else.
I don't have anything that's really going to help us get to him, but I am going to cast message, point at Fleming, and tell him he needs to stop.
Okay. He's really, really scared, so it's not going to stop him.
All right, boys, I tried.
Oh no, it was a good. Yeah, that's. I see where you were going with that, but he is
Terrified.
yeah. So unfortunately, it's going to take it would take more than that.
Yeah, that's all I got. That's not going to hurt him. So, anyone else have any?
Well, you
bright
can
ideas?
also like move.
I'm going to say, yeah. I that's what I was actually just going to stop and say is like I do want to point out I am going towards him as we're doing this.
Okay. Are you gonna? So, like I said, there is stuff in the way. Are you just gonna move around it? Are you gonna try to?
I couldn't do. Yeah, that's all I had to try to move it. So I'm going to move around it.
Okay. So I'm not going to give you any rolls then, which means you're not going to get any closer. But you're not going to fall any further back. If I remember correctly, Jill then rolled an 18.
yes.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna have Ren clear the way and try to intercept him one way while I run at him another.
Okay. Give me a.
Most of the time, people get out of the way for the big robot.
True.
Infernal contraption.
And
You know what? Give me an intimidation check. Anything above 14, I'm going to say you succeed.
okay, well, hold on. I got his stats right here. Sorry, that's a 13 on the die, so I'm pretty sure he has a +1. Yes, that'll be 14 exactly.
Okay, so you've gained another point. You're now up to 2.
And while I'm running, I'm going to be
That
unbuckling my
also, I'm
buckler.
also going to say that is going to aid anybody else who tries to move through there. Not necessarily giving them a point, but making it easier for other things as they try to move through there. So,
Ooh.
While I'm going around the other side, I'm going to be unstrapping my buckler to throw it at him as basically to stun him or as a distraction.
Okay. You can't quite see him because he took off down the alley at this point. As you get closer, I will give you a chance to try and throw that at him.
Yeah, no worries.
Which means we're moving on to Briz.
So can I see him at this point, or
no? You know the alley he took off down, but he took the minute he saw you all spot him, he bolted.
Okay, I guess I'm just gonna run towards. I mean, there's really not much else I can do since I really can't see him, so I'm just gonna run towards the alleyway as far as I can go.
Okay. You know what? Because of the actually, I'm going to change one thing I just said. Because of the success of what is it? What's the big guy's name again?
Ren.
Because of the success of Ren, I'm actually going to add a 1 to everybody. So those of you who rolled the perception are up to 2. Sapphire, you're no longer in the negative, and Elephant, you're up to 1. Because it's not like you all have to re-clear the area he just cleared. So as you get to the alleyway, you just see him duck down another alley. There are a couple of other obstacles in the way. There is also a dog asleep at the far end of the alley.
Can I tell what type of dog it is?
Just like a hound. It's not like, but
so nothing
kind of
that's
guard, almost guard dogish. Like looks like not the kind that would really give you trouble, but the kind that could slow you down if you woke it up.
Street dog.
And can I tell which way he went?
Yes, you all saw him. Even Sapphire, though Sapphire once again is a little bit further behind, so she just barely sees, whereas the rest of you fairly clearly see the alley that he booked down.
Okay.
So like I said, you've got various bits of debris. Just think of, standard alley debris. So like maybe some broken barrels, some crates and stuff like that. And then you have the dog at kind of the end of the alley. Right before the turn.
So I guess my question is are we in the alleyway at this point, or are we like at the entrance of the
You all just reached the alley.
So we're just
he just turned down the next alley.
Asshole. I'll say sucker.
Well, he's scared. He's running as fast as he can because he really thinks his life depends on it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends. I guess because I'm figuring if I'm just gonna follow into the alleyway, it depends on how where we were when he first took off, and that's gonna decide on what else I can figure out doing.
So, what are you thinking of? And I can kind of give you an idea.
Well, how much? So, where were we compared to when Ren took off and cleared the way for it?
Okay, so you've already passed that part. That was just the first open marketplace before the first alley, which is where you had saw him peeking out the alley. That's when he saw you, and that's when he turned and ran. This is a second alley that connects with the first alley. So think of it kind of an L shape. And you're kind of at the top of that L, and he turned down the bottom part of that L.
Okay. I want to use my quarterstaff to just where exactly are where would the
Are you thinking about trying to pole vault over some of the debris?
I don't know if I want to pole vault, or I'm debating about maybe trying to break something to just so it's out of the way. But if I don't want to wake up the dog, yes, I want to pole vault.
Okay, most of the debris is closer to you. The dog is further away. So I'm going to say that that if you succeed in breaking, you don't wake the dog. If you don't succeed in breaking, there's a chance you'll wake the dog, which I'll roll for. If you critically fail, you'll wake the dog.
How big's the box? Is it something I would have to literally kind of jump over, or is it kind of Like I'm jumping
You're not
over
just
a fence.
stepping over it. You're not
I'm
just
definitely
stepping over it.
like jumping over a fence style.
Right.
Push
Low
it.
fence, like not like real, but
Yeah.
it's big enough to be an impediment, not big enough to be something you'd have to go around. If
I'm gonna do the break. I think the break.
we don't have a layout for this one, unfortunately. We will if we get to a place later on, but we don't have a layout for this.
I think I'm gonna attempt the break. I have a better chance at breaking than jumping.
Okay.
So I'm going to.
I'm gonna say, I mean, you're a skilled warrior. It's a crate, so it's not like, and it's been sitting in this alley for a little while. So I'm gonna give you anything like 13 and above. You basically break it enough that people can step over it as opposed to having to jump over it.
I crit hit.
Oh yeah, okay, not a problem. Not only
that box.
you shatter this, you actually are getting people with the crit. Everybody now gains a little bit of room. You're up to 3 successes on this. Everybody's actually going to gain a little bit more on it. And that puts you made it small enough that nobody else has to worry about the impediments. Now you're just worried about the dog.
So am I able to move at all since I broke that, or like kind of hit it and just like moved with it?
Well, yeah, you kind of moved with the hit, so you're all. So the way it's working right now is the 3 of you are kind of in the lead. Emmerich, Briz, and Jovan. Elephant's a little bit behind, and then Sapphire's a little bit further behind.
Okay.
Her. And you just made it so you all can kind of keep that lead and are gaining on Finrick. Is it Finrick? I think that's right. Finnick. Yeah, sorry.
What's in the box?
All right, so Elephane. Any ideas what to do with the dog?
Put the dog to sleep. Don't let it wake up.
Yeah, I have no non-lethal ways of doing that. I can kill the dog if
Whack.
you like.
Hit dog with disadvantage.
This is where you wish you had a ranger that had animal abilities.
As it's pointed out, Mage Hand will not hold back the dog unless he's less than 10 pounds.
Like any ability is non-lethal if you declare it to be.
Oh, really?
Unless you critically
Yeah, that's
fail.
in the rules.
Unless you critically fail with said ability.
Mm-hmm. I would
Then
hate
I
to
might
label
decide
dog
that it
killer in our
became
third
lethal.
episode.
Druid can possibly do something.
Where is Starlight and all this?
Wait, so are we literally doing this all at the same time, or are we actually going in order?
You're doing it, so you're moving together all at the same time, but I'm having you kind of react to things in order.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. If we're back up to me, I'm just going to say Jovan can.
No, we're at Elephant.
Oh, okay, that's why I didn't know what she was doing. We haven't had her turn yet. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I missed it.
Well, because I was trying to figure, I was seeing what everybody else was doing, and as
like I said, the next obstacle to deal with is the dog, and even though you're a little bit behind the others, you can still try and do something.
Yeah. At first I was looking at grapple, but then when he broke the box, I was like, nope, don't need grapple anymore. Don't really do much. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, you really want to grapple the shards of the box, you can. I don't really know if it'll do any good, but
because I was thinking either grapple or dash, but then I don't want to wake the dog by dashing by it. But
yeah, dash could actually. I mean, you could try dash, but then we'd have to roll to see whether you wake the dog up and have to deal with the dog chasing you down while you're trying to chase down.
I could hide.
That is a solution for the dog to have it chase one of us while the rest keeps going.
I could hide.
But
that is a possibility.
It doesn't mean the dog's. But it doesn't mean the dog's gonna chase us, though. I mean, I don't have any ability. Like, I don't have any actual animal abilities to like.
Yeah, the concern you would have then is, will the dog react the way you want it to?
Right.
I mean, honestly, if we really want, we can attempt to I can attempt to snare it so it won't, because it's a 5-foot radius. I mean, I don't know if that's something that you guys would want to do, though.
It's still not really, but like I said, I want to kind of give Elephane and
Yeah, I
Sapphire
have a
chance
thought,
to
but I
do
want to see what they
something.
do first.
And then we'll kind of recycle it. It won't necessarily have to be in order per se, because the three of you you're all still pretty close together at this point, even though Eliphane's a little bit behind and Sapphire's a little bit further behind. So we won't necessarily have to recycle in order, but after this round, we'll kind of give you all a chance to discuss. If you just remember though, it's not like you have a long time, like, I know you're taking a lot of time to think about this, but this is all happening pretty quickly.
Right.
So if it doesn't start picking up, I might have to start putting time limits on. Okay, you got to decide. You got to decide quick.
I think I'm gonna hide and try to sneak by the dog if I'm close enough.
Okay.
Dexterity.
Which is going to be a, what is the skill I'm thinking of?
It's a stealth check.
Stealth check.
So
the dog's asleep, so I'm gonna give you advantage on the stealth check.
check strength. Stealth.
And let's say a 13 or higher,
14.
which you just hit. So, okay, so you're able to sneak past the dog.
Okay.
Now, this is one that just one person succeeding, especially in this case, because all she literally did was sneak past it, doesn't mean the rest of you have succeeded in this one. Whereas, like pushing stuff out of the way or breaking the boxes down is going to affect everyone. Each individual of you could actually wake up the dog and set off problems there. So this is one that you each have to kind of, unless somebody finds a way to deal with the dog for everybody, you each have to kind of find a way to deal with. But Sapphire, you are up next. Do you have any thoughts of something you could do that might help deal with the dog for everybody?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, a little bit. You were
Can
going a
you hear
little
me okay?
robotic.
I
there.
cannot
There
hear
we go.
anybody. Hold on. Oh boy.
Can you hear me now? Okay, now you're muted. Hello? I think Maddie's having
He's
problems.
trying to type.
Yep.
Video's getting wonky.
Am I okay?
There we go.
There you are.
All right. I am so sorry about that.
Oh, don't worry about it.
So I've been quietly listening to everything, or as much as I can comprehend with my tiny little bar brain. Or not tiny, but it's no Bryson or Emmerich. Anyways, so would animal friendship do the trick?
Yeah. Is that something you have?
That might just be the trump card. All right. All right, so can you still hear me?
Yep.
Can you still hear me?
Yep.
Okay, all right. So do I just go like cast animal friendship?
Give me a moment here.
Oh, no problem, no
Or
problem.
maybe longer than a moment, because D&D Beyond has decided it's going to take forever to open this page for me.
Oh, no worries. Zoom is being a little finicky for me, so I apologize. Well, at least I'm the one with the stand-in picture.
D&D Beyond is being a little finicky for me. Does somebody have a breakdown on yeah, I can't access her character. Animal friendship, anyone have a breakdown on how that would work? Because I cannot access her character sheet right now.
Just a second.
I think I can show you. Animal friendship bar.
Oh, there we go. Now it actually
what do you
worked.
need to know exactly? I'm sorry.
It finally worked for me. Give me a moment here.
Okay.
It's a spell that lets you convince a beast that you mean no harm. Choose a beast that you can see within range. It must see and hear you. If the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher, the spell automatically fails. Otherwise, the beast must succeed a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you for the spell's duration.
Right, and it looks like the wisdom roll is 13 for your. So let's see if that works. And the dog rolls an 11, so you now have a friendly dog on your hands. The dog kind of wakes up a bit and looks at you happily. So now the question is, what are you going to do with this? What are you going to do with this friendly dog?
It is charmed, and you can tell it to do things.
Joved, we cannot hear you. I know what you're saying, but
Oh, I know. I wasn't saying
Oh
anything.
boy.
I think Joven's trying to give you ideas.
World?
I'm sorry, it's not
How
my
is this
turn. I
being so
shouldn't be doing that.
finicky?
I'm sorry.
Maddie can't hear anybody.
Oh shoot.
I don't know what's going on. I'll try to close a few tabs so that way things get a little less finicky. I'm so sorry about that, everybody.
That's all right. We can hear you still. So.
We can hear you fine.
Oh, you could have heard me the whole time?
Yeah.
No,
I
we can
think
hear now.
we can hear you now. I think you muted yourself as well.
Yeah. So anyway,
Oh,
you now
yeah.
you have now charmed the dog. So what do you? Is there anything you plan on doing with said dog? I think some of your teammates are trying to offer suggestions.
What shall I do, my comrades?
Now you have to now just realize this is kind of out of character. Like this is out of character. You've charmed the dog, so you can
Yeah.
literally tell it what you want it to do.
Say something.
Ooh. What
And
would
if you-
Sapphire Elgon do with a charmed dog? Hi, couple.
And if you think about it, there's one particular thing that could be really good
Very
for
help-
this dog to do.
You can have it be very helpful with what we're trying to do.
Sick it on the shadow.
There you go. This
How
dog
did
goes
I not
taking off.
have-
This dog goes taking off down the alley.
Go, beast. Run like wind.
Oh, I was rolling to see if he got Finnick. I just
What
rolled
happened?
a 1.
Oh no.
So yes.
So,
No.
No.
Oh.
Poor puppy probably broke his
Finnick-
paw or something.
Finnick manages to duck at the right time, and the dog kind of goes cling. And basically
failed me,
knocks
little
itself out.
couple. Sapphire just falls to her knees like, no, this cannot be.
Well,
How
dog's
could
out of the
you,
way.
Papa?
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the dog anymore. But it wasn't much use for catching Finnick.
Touche.
I
And
will
then I
give-
just stand up, brushing my,
All right.
and then I just stand up, brushing my robes off, like,
I'm gonna say
Oh, well.
that's gonna bring everybody up to a 3 though. So if we can get one more successful roll here, you are going to find a way to catch him. Because Finnick did have to deal
Yeah.
with the dog, when you round the next alley, you see, and Finnick had to kind of turn around. So Finnick's actually looking right at you, eyes as big as saucers, before he turns and tries to run. So you can see him.
Wants to intimidate him.
Are we
Like,
back to the beginning?
I think Emmerich's up.
Yep.
Don't
This
move.
round, you're all pretty much together here. So I will let
Okay.
whoever wants to go. However, a decision has to be made fast, or I'm going to say that he gets around the corner.
Someone go quick.
Throwing the
Hold
hammer
on.
at his feet.
I'm gonna.
Throwing the hammer at his feet.
I was gonna shoot an arrow at his foot.
I was gonna try to grapple him.
You're not quite close enough to grapple.
No, darn.
So the hammer or the arrow, or you can both
we
try
both
those.
do it?
I'm fine with you
Yeah.
both doing it.
All right.
You could do that if you want it. If you wanted, Emmerich.
Okay, I didn't know if it worked that way or not.
I think he could do that. He could cast frostbite on the ground and basically
Yeah, it
slick out
should.
the ground, right?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a 17 with the hammer.
Okay. You get the hammer basically between his feet, and he goes flunk face first.
I rolled a 16 on to hit with the arrow, like, or it would. If the hammer kind of made him go face down.
The arrow ends
arrow-
up catching part of his cloak and has basically pinned him where he is. So he's having a hard time getting up.
I guess I did have an 8 damage for piercing, so that works.
So basically, if one of you wants to try to grab him now, you can.
Elephane, grapple.
Elephant, get him!
Yep. I'll use grapple. If I can, type. That is that's a cantrip. Don't do that.
No, we need something that can trip him.
Ah!
That is a strength check.
Cast. You should be able to cast grapple.
I'm going to tell you, I just rolled a 19 for him.
Ooh.
So you ain't unless you can get a super high roll on your grapple, it ain't gonna.
Yeah.
You've got crazy fear strength.
However, that's to avoid the grapple. That's not necessarily to avoid getting out of the arrows. So he still has to do that.
I'm not even seeing grapple on your
It's in the actions and combat thing.
Oh.
Ren, put a
I
boot
mean, I
on
can
him.
do that, but I wouldn't get him. That was the 16.
Yep.
So
He, however, rolls an 11, which I'm going to say is not enough to completely unensnare him from the hammer and the arrow. So he's still fighting his way up, but he manages to avoid your grapple.
Can I command Ren to pin him to the ground?
You can try.
All right.
I'm going to say that's at disadvantage for him because Ren is pretty big.
Yeah.
And he's not.
That's a 15 strength check.
Ren pins him. He's not going anywhere.
So we walk up. I'm just gonna say we walk.
slowly.
No, we're not. We don't. Ren's pinned him down. He's got an arrow to his cloak, and he's got a hammer stuck to him. I just say
he's already scared. We don't want to.
as a group, we just
panic
walk.
him.
We walk. He's already panicked.
Oh yeah, he's beyond
more.
panicked.
I'm gonna pull the hammer back.
Well, Ren's already got a hold of him. He ain't getting away from Ren.
I don't know if seducing the goblin is such a good idea, Silent.
No, I think he was talking about seducing the dog.
puppy.
Oh, okay. So anyway,
So
as you come up, I mean, he is completely sobbing. He's given up. He's not even trying to stand up now. He's just completely sobbing. He's like, I didn't mean to do it. I didn't know. I didn't mean to.
Ren, pick him up.
So Ren picks him up, and it's just like,
That a big
complete
Mhm.
water.
Anyway.
He's just broken. He's just basically best way to describe him would be like a sack of potatoes. He's just like, I didn't mean to do it. I didn't have a choice.
Well, there's a story.
At this
We're-
point, the problem
listening.
is, so the good news is he's broken. The problem is right now he's so broken that trying to get a straight story out of him might be a bit tough. So role play it. What do you do?
But
Seth,
here's
are you caught up with us
So-
at this point?
Hey,
What do you do next?
I'm gonna just tap him on the head, like, hey, bud, we just wanted to talk. We didn't look. We could have hurt you if we wanted to. We don't. We just want to talk, man.
We got some
You don't
questions.
want
What's
to
going on?
hurt me. You're throwing stuff at me and shooting me and sticking this big thing on me.
Well,
Yeah, but he didn't. None of those
God,
things
what was
hurt
that
you,
with
did
the
they?
dog?
Well, I don't know about the dog.
But first things first, if we let you down, are you gonna stay still?
I don't see where I've got a choice.
Ren, set him down gently.
Punk.
Chilling,
Yeah,
because you're
and
like,
maybe he's trying to compose himself a little bit, but he is obviously, I mean, not just shaken, he is shaking.
Okay, so yeah, Ren's gonna set him down gently on the ground until he's standing under his own weight, under his own power.
And I am currently thinking of a scene from Gamers 2 The Darkness Rising. But anyway.
So-
if you think about it, I think you know exactly the scene I'm thinking about.
I've got a couple of ideas. So, what do you want to tell us? Come on, now's the time to get it off your chest. We're here to help, bud. No, hold on. Sit down. Sit down. Here.
I'm
can
gonna
I
tell
pull-
him in Goblin because I speak. It's one of my languages. Calm down. Tell us the story.
And I pull a little flask out and pour him a small drink. I'm like, here, sit down. Let's take a minute.
He
Catch
sits
your breath.
down, and hearing his own language does help calm him a little bit because nobody in this town would ever speak Goblin to him. He's like, I didn't
What?
know. I didn't know. I didn't mean anything by it. I didn't have a choice.
What do you mean you? And I kind of, because I speak Goblin as well. I'm like, what do you mean you didn't have?
Halid came up to me and he said that he was gonna use his knives on me if I didn't. But it was only supposed to be I didn't know it was poison. I never would have poisoned. I don't poison.
Well, where did you get the solution?
Halid had it. He said Bort had some shady dealings and things had gone wrong, and this was supposed to make him a little bit sick. I didn't want to do it, and I told him that, but he said it was basically I do it or I wasn't surviving the night. Trust me, when Halid says that, he means it.
So Emmerich is he talking common or is he talking goblin at this point?
Yeah,
he's mostly speaking goblin because it's
okay. So
he's speaking goblin to the two of you because that's been kind of the calming thing in all of this because nobody in this town went through some major goblin wars, so they don't tend to look on goblins very well. So the fact that you're all actually speaking goblin to him has made him a little less
okay. So I kind of look at Jess or Emmerich, and I'm still talking in goblin just so he can. So our little friend here can kind of hear what's being said. And I kind of look at him like, so it seems like he was put up to this to kill without even knowing.
You're still speaking in Goblin?
Yes.
We have no idea what you're saying.
No. And that's why it's just so he understands that what's being said. So we're trying, because at this point you can tell he didn't know, like,
to that point, well, while you're saying that, I'm gonna turn to Joven and Ellie and Sapphire and tell them in common tongue, this guy needs our protection.
You understand? Hey, Ren, you understand what they're saying?
I liked Bort.
No, me neither.
I liked Bort. I never would have wanted to see him dead. It's one of the few who kind of treated me okay. And he starts to kind of slip into common as you start to hear a little bit. It's like, nobody in this town's gonna believe me. Everybody's gonna be sure I was behind this. I swear, I had no idea it would kill him. I don't know that I would have stopped even if I did, but I had no idea.
I look at him and he's starting to talk in common. I go, we believe you. As I kind of look at the rest of the group for a little reassurance to make sure that everybody else is going to agree.
Yeah, I mean,
we don't understand.
At this point, they only know that I told him he needs protection. Then no one knows.
Yeah, we didn't get any of the details. Like,
so
are you sure?
I kind of look over to, I look at the rest of the group and tell them kind of what he said. That he didn't realize that he was gonna kill Bort. He actually liked Bort. Bort was one of the few people that actually treated him with respect. And then as I'm saying this to the group and who gave him the solution to do it, because the guy, it was the guy, Halid is the head police guy, isn't he? Like the guard?
No, it's the one that they believe is referred to in the book in Bort's books, Bort's ledgers.
Okay.
Remember, he was referred to as just H in the ledger. He was referred to as just H in the ledgers, and it was the head of the inn who kind of said that that more than likely that was Halid.
Okay. So I told him that Halid is pretty much behind Bort's death. We need to find Halid, and I say bring him in.
He's like the local thug, right?
Seems like it. It only makes sense.
What they were talking about.
I look down at the goblin and I go, do you know where Halid can be found? Do you know where he hangs out?
I do all I can to avoid him. I don't know where he hangs out. But she sits there for a bit and says, "The sheriff might. Are you gonna take me to the sheriff? I mean, guess I kind of should. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't. I should have come. I should have come. But I couldn't. I was afraid I was just gonna get killed. I just you can see he's starting to kind of work into a bit of a frenzy again.
We should take him back to the inn.
Let him calm down at the end.
Well, but remember, that's where everybody else is. So I think if we bring him back with us, we need to explain what he's telling us, so
right,
they don't do something that they're not supposed. Like they shouldn't. He shouldn't be the one that gets in trouble.
right.
He was
Take
just
him back. Let him.
He was just doing what a goblin would do. He did what he was commanded to do, but didn't realize what it was. So, but I agree.
As you guys are talking, all of this action kind of caused a little bit of a commotion. And, people have even though it's in the alleys, people saw you guys running and all of that. So it drew some attention. And as you look up, you see Rolf and a couple of what would qualify as guards in this town kind of come marching forward. And Rolf sees that you've got Finnick and is like, I want you to, is like, you found him. Turn him over to me and I'll make sure he gets held for the judge. You can tell Rolf is like really just angry right now. He doesn't, because he hasn't heard all of this and everything else. He's just like, hand him over to me and I'll make sure the judge deals with him harshly.
Come with me, Ren. And I'm gonna position us and me and Ren in between the group and this guy. Like, we're blocking the way.
And Rolf looks at you and looks at the whole group and looks at his guards and realizes there's no way he's going to go up against you. And he's like, you could tell he kind of wants to command you to get out of his way, but he knows that's not going to go well. And he's like, can you get out of my way? I really need to take him into custody. I need to do something here to show that we're going somewhere with all of this.
Great. Then you're going to work with us.
And why should I do that? You're strangers. You just got here.
Because right now, we're the ones with the most information on what's going on here. And we are not the ones who are going to make rash judgments based on emotions. We're willing to help.
What information is there to know? We know that Finnick had a hand in all of this.
Great. Where's Halid?
Halid?
Yeah.
Why do you want to know where Halid is?
Why are you so afraid of him?
There isn't anybody in this town who's not afraid of Halid.
No, I'm not.
Maybe
I'm not.
one or two, but
where is he?
And I kind of slowly get up and start walking over there because he's the man that you need, not Finnick.
And even if I'm shorter than this guy, I'm just gonna get like right up in there.
How do you know that Halid is responsible?
Because a goblin wouldn't literally tell a random stranger something that they did in their own tongue.
You speak goblin? You see, he looks a little suspicious.
Yes, I speak goblin. What's to it?
Another language. What's the problem?
Okay.
And so does Emmerich here. And normally a goblin would lie to you if you try to talk to him in common. But when we talk to him in his tongue, they tend to calm down and actually are more honest with you, and will actually tell and be more rational.
I'd never actually trust a goblin, but Not sure I've got any choice here.
That's right.
Howland lives up in Dead Willow. It's a abandoned house, kind of in the northern end of town. Nobody goes near the place. Like I said, there are very few people in this town who would ever stand up to him.
Now, is it just him, or does he have like a band of followers that do his biddings half the time?
I don't get close enough to him to find out.
And you guys call yourself guards.
Well, we call ourselves alive, which is more than any of you might be if you try to go after him.
Just gonna stare him down. Okay. This is how this is gonna work. We're gonna take Finnick back to the inn. He's gonna stay there. He's not gonna leave until we get back. We're gonna go check this out. Understood?
All right, but I would make one suggestion. It's getting pretty late tonight. If there's one thing I know about Halid, you probably don't want to try to be getting into his place in the middle of the night.
I look back to the group. I'm like, watch him run. So what do you guys think?
We got to go after him. I've got no sneak at all. So we come, he's going to know we're coming.
Yeah, no. Ren's good for a lot of things, but sneaking up on people isn't one of them.
Ooh. Oh, something happened with my screen here.
Maddie dropped out of
We
the
lost
Zoom,
Maddie.
She's working on something. Yeah, she's trying to get back in. Her Zoom client needed updated.
I would really recommend you guys crash for the night.
I'm just going to do like a dismissing
what
gesture
I know
towards
of him. There's going to be traps, and you don't want to be dealing with that stuff at night.
I'm just doing
We'll take it into
dismissive,
consideration.
For talking gesture at him, like.
We'll take it into consideration.
So Rolf kind of looks back at the guards and says, all right, we'll leave it in yours. But if Finnick leaves the at all, and he glares at him, says, you'll have something to answer to.
Finnick, can you stay at the inn?
I'll stay at the end. No problem.
Cool. We're going to try and get this settled. So do we want to go after him tonight, or do we want to wait till morning? Or do you think that this guy's trying to buy...
You need to take Finnick back to the inn.
Oh, yeah. But you think he's just trying to buy Halid some time? Maybe he's in on it?
I don't know. I want to say that, but at the same time, I don't think this Ralph guy's that smart.
I don't care if he's
smart
there.
enough
I'm still
to pull
saying
off
this.
No, they've left.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, he's not as smart as a bag of rocks, but you know, you don't have to be to take orders.
And how dark is how late is it?
At this point, it's getting close to sundown.
Close to sun. Could we get there before the sun, or would it be just setting? Or
So, how many of us can see in the dark?
I'm old, Sonny. I can barely see in the day.
Because I can. I know.
And I would recommend, by the way, that as we do start to make the approach toward Halid's hideout, you will want Albaro, because I do have maps.
Okay.
And that is maps plural.
So we're looking at. You guys are all human, right? Sapphire, Bryson, and Emmerich.
Well,
correct?
I don't.
As
remember
far
what
as you
it's
know,
Sapphire.
Bryson is human.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going off of what I know. So, last I checked, not the best night vision.
Yeah, it's just me and you with the night vision.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't want to be and Ren, but I don't want to be walking into this with half of us at a disadvantage right off the bat.
As I said,
that's a good way to
I
cause
can't
problems.
see in the daytime. I'm with you because
that's a good way to cause us problems. As much as I hate to admit it, like the sheriff might be right. We might want to wait until daylight to
like daybreak almost.
Yeah, let's get him early.
Like, hey, sun's bear up. Let's go.
I say we get moving before sunup so we can.
Well, that's what I mean. Like
before sunup, yeah.
On the road. Yep.
If you guys are okay with that, I mean, I don't mean to try to tell people what to do, but
no, I've been saying the daytime's probably better.
Mm-hmm.
That works for
by
me.
The way,
in general.
By the way, if I'm getting too, hey guys, we should do it this way, too much, tell me to shut up. That's the problem.
So it sounds
I think we're
like
all in
the
agreement.
agreement here is to wait until the morning.
Yeah.
Eat,
So
sleep.
You're all headed back to the inn with Finnick.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
Make sure Finnick is good.
As you come walking through the door of the inn, Tamil and some of the others are there, and they see Finnick, and you can just see this seething anger in Tamil's gaze.
No. We've got a story to tell.
Relax.
It better be a good one.
It's a pretty good one.
It's a pretty good.
There's running and robots and dogs.
Tamley, excuse me, I had the name wrong. You can just see her orcs are really compressed, and she looks like she's ready to tear Finnick into pieces. And Finnick, of course, is now cowering. Is kind of cowering behind Ren. I think he's decided since Ren was the one who tackled him, Ren is probably the most likely to be his defender.
Hey, Ren, that goblin is now the client. You know what to do. He's going to protect the goblin with his life now.
Tamlin looks at all of you
We're
and
bodyguards.
says, it's only because I respect all of you that I am not taking action. What is this story?
Finnick, do you want to explain it or should we? I think it'd be better if it came from you. We're gonna keep you. We're gonna guard you.
Finnick doesn't look like he could put a good sentence together.
Maybe
right
if we
now.
start talking for him, he can kind of give input as we go.
Finnick was threatened into doing what he did with threats of death by Howard,
and not fully knowing what he was doing.
Yeah, he didn't know what he was putting in that food.
Finnick starts to kind of gain a little bit of bravery. Honestly, Tamley, you know I like Port. Port treat me well. I never do anything to hurt him. Tamley kind of looks. Let me get a persuasion check from one of you.
Okay. Probably be best by Sapphire.
I would say it'd be best by me, but apparently I just rolled a 1. So good thing I didn't actually say anything. It's a good thing I didn't actually say anything in that conversation.
Screw it. I'll try it. I've been rolling good.
Give me a sec, guys.
Nat 20.
Oh, hold
Nat
on.
20?
Hold
Okay.
hold on.
Yeah.
All right, no, okay, we can keep going. If we're gonna have the 2 open for Maddie, I need to adjust cameras. So
Okay.
that might help.
They can hear us.
They can still hear us and everything. Okay. I'm just putting that up to fix.
Okay. So slide camera.
We're fixing okay?
There we go.
We're fixing camera issues, and then we'll have that view back, but you can still hear us. So.
Oh goodness, I am so sorry, everybody.
Oh, no,
I've been having so many serious issues tonight. And so now
anyway,
it's like I got 2 people and 2 versions of me.
Don't worry about it. We can get it fixed.
Before I fix. Hold on. Before I fix anything, do you need both ears open, or are you going to be on one?
I'm going to be on Zoom client from now on.
All
I
right.
hope that's okay.
Can you? Is there any way of closing the other one?
Let me try.
don't
Because
have it
maybe
on
if I
mine.
close down the entire browser.
AZ
Oh, no, I
might
do.
be able to boot that or kick.
Let's see. Hang on.
Yeah, it's the one without the icon.
Yeah.
And yeah, keep
There we go.
keep the sapphire picture in on the Twitch
Yeah.
stream.
Oh yeah. I'm going. Okay.
There
It's
we
just
go.
before I made any changes, I wanted to. And everybody's still in the right place. All right. Sorry.
Can we catch Maddie up a bit?
Cool.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
all right. So basically, the decision has been made. They found out that Hallett is the one responsible. That Hallett
Okay.
had put Finnick up to. Finnick didn't know it was actually poison. He just thought it was something that was going to make Bort a bit sick.
Oh.
But so they've decided, everyone's pretty much decided they're going to try to get to Hallett's early in the morning. They decided that trying to storm a place that's probably booby trapped at night when only like 2 or 3 people can see in the dark is probably not the best of choices.
Right.
So we've gone back to the inn and just been talking to family, and thanks to a very successful persuasion check by Joven, Tamley is just about to start kind of calming down a bit. So you see Tamley calm a bit, and you see her shoulders slump, and then she kind of looks over at Finnick and says, "No,
I'm
he's
not just
right."
an asshole.
He's like, "No, he's right."
Gotcha.
Bort did generally treat Finnick well, and and it doesn't surprise me that Hallett's behind all of this.
Okay. Gotcha. Also real quick, on Zoom, do I exit the minimized video? Or is that going to make me leave the meeting altogether? Because now I'm minimized in the Zoom call. So I can like mute and unmute myself.
If you're minimized, you're fine. Because
Okay.
you really don't. I mean, officially, I'm the only one that truly needs to have the full screen. So for the cameras,
like the rest of us could actually say hide non-video participants, and it wouldn't matter. He has to keep your video participant open because otherwise that messes up where he's got all of us positioned on the camera screen.
Okay. All right. I'm opening a few browsers back up so that I can keep up with everything. I am so sorry, everybody.
Oh, no,
that
don't worry.
was
Things
really
happen.
scary
It's not
for
a big
me.
deal.
No, stream if
terrifying,
stuff
though.
didn't happen.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Oh, good, Maddie.
All right. I think we're back. I think I'm back to normal. Woo.
So Finnick
as you're all talking, Delma, who's the owner of the feed
here.
mill, as you're all talking, Delma, who's the owner of the feed mill, kind of walks in, and she's heard the conversation. Says, "So you guys are going to be going after Hallett? Let me warn you. I'm pretty certain, knowing him, that his place is going to be heavily trapped. Be on the lookout."
Yeah, that's what we heard.
There's a reason people don't even try to go there.
There. I'm fairly skilled in acrobatics. Comes from the bar training. I think that's true, anyways. From Sapphire.
But
yeah, acrobatics is one of her proficiencies. So yeah.
Yeah. Let's go. Woo.
Does anyone have a map?
I'd be happier if one of you was actually skilled in detecting traps, but
ooh, where can you find that?
I can do that.
You're probably going to need it.
I have thieves' tools.
Get yourselves a good night's rest. I'll make sure you've got a good hearty breakfast in the morning. And she kind of looks around a bit, and she looks around a bit, and then she turns back to her cook and says, "Hey, do you still know that? Does that alchemist still owe you from the last meal that we allowed him to have?" Yes.
You've been standing there with his hand up.
Yes.
There's one big thing you could get us.
Which is?
Is there any possibility of a map of the area around Hallett's place?
I could give you a little bit of a map of the outside. Like I said, nobody's been inside, so I can't tell you.
No, just I want to know what we're at least walking up to. I want to know the terrain we're going into and what to try to expect.
So she nods and says, "No, I understand." Let me see here. If we kind of, and she starts kind of laying some stuff together, and she's like, and we don't have an official map necessarily, but she starts snapping her fingers, and everybody starts bringing her pieces of paper, and she kind of roughly draws. And she says, "This isn't to scale or anything, but this would be the path to Dead Willow."
Like any details that you can remember, like ridges or tree placement, right around wherever he is would be
the reason
super
it's
helpful.
called Dead Willow is because of the giant willow outside of the building. I can't tell you. No, I don't know when the last time somebody was inside that building.
Yeah, just any information about the outside of that, I might be able to take a look at it and at least figure out some potential trap placements. Like hopefully some places that would be best for us to avoid.
Right. So she kind of draws it and says, "This is about the best I can remember." And if you go to that link for Albert right now, you'll see kind of the building that she's drawn, and kind of the that's kind of what it looks like.
Cool.
She says, "Like I said, I can't tell you what's inside. I don't know of anybody who's been inside."
All right. Okay.
And just as a heads up, we are probably not going to get through this entire encounter this week. This is a multi-phase encounter.
Oh, ooh, that's going to be cool.
All right. Let me see. I would like to make some sort of perception roll or some sort of roll with the map. Just to my character's training in combat tactics and stuff like that. Maybe I can pick out some places like we probably want to avoid there. That seems likely that he would set some traps there, or like some of the places that will be best to approach from, if that's at all possible.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. I'm going to say that, I might give you're going to have to roll pretty darn high. And I might give you, and if you do, I will give you maybe just a little bit of an idea, maybe an idea or two, but it's not like.
Oh yeah, I'm not expecting to know exactly where traps are or anything like that. I'm just trying to get a good idea of like if I were here, where would I defend and what would I place, and what's a good place to hide certain types of traps. Like, not saying those types of traps would be there, but
right.
All right.
So I'm gonna say you need to roll. There is a specific warning I may give you if you roll really high, probably in the 18 or higher. I might give you a generalized idea, 15 or higher. Anything under 15, you're not getting anything.
Okay. Are you okay with me rolling a regular die for this, or do you want me to roll in the die roll? Okay. No, that's not getting anything.
Okay, you look the map over and just, other than standard ideas, you don't really have, nothing really jumps out at you as, well, maybe this is an area we should avoid, or maybe we should try to approach from this side or anything.
Yeah, I look over it for like 20 minutes. I'm like, I don't know, guys. Like, maybe when I see the area itself, but just from this, I'm not getting anything. We're going to have to be careful. We're going to be walking into it's going to be well defended. We're going to be walking into something nasty.
Tamley says, well, yeah, it always was a nasty piece of work. So yeah, I'd expect the worst.
True.
If people want, I can suggest maybe a little something as a basic plan to go off of, and then we'll figure out more once we get closer. Just
I'm willing to hear you out.
well, I feel like this place is probably going to be guarded. The best way to draw guards out is a show of force.
Break the door down.
So Emmerich, I know you're pretty skilled in magic. What I'm suggesting is that we break up into two groups as we approach. Myself, Emmerich, and Ren are going to make a beeline for that door, while Bry, Elephane, and Sapphire maybe go around and try to see if they're coming out of anywhere else, or if there's somewhere easier to gain entrance.
I could do that. I can do that.
That sounds like a plan to me.
Emmerich, I know you got some magical firepower. You can put on a show. And let's just say when someone Ren size comes running down the lane, you normally come answer them if you don't want visitors.
I kind of lean into Emmerich and like, don't you have a fireball spell that you could just set the whole house on fire?
No, I don't have fireball yet. Raise orc heavy. I've got firebolt.
Yeah.
Delma kind of overhears that and goes, "Do you know, guys, burning the place down may not be your best choice. Halid's a thug and a brute, but I have a hard time believing he came up with this whole idea on his own and has been doing all this stuff for Board on his own.
Well, that's why we
That's
go
not-
and
that's
try to
just not
investigate.
him.
Investigate
Yeah.
too.
No, I don't think. Sorry, go ahead.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Elephane, what were you saying?
I was saying that's kind of that would also going there would possibly root out anything else that he might be doing or anything that he's got to help him. Like go to the root, maybe, hopefully.
Yeah, I think we're gonna want to take this one step at a time, one level at a time, and just like I said, if enough of us put on a show of force, they'll send some guards out to check it out, which might make it easier for a couple of us to gain entrance for the rest of us. I mean, it's just a rudimentary plan going off of what little information I have. So,
Yeah.
No,
just a suggestion.
No, it's good.
Well, I do have the snare ability, so if we have to place something down, if anybody does come out of a specific, like a certain area, we could cause them to not be able to move. But if you go into that area, you could be snared as well.
Right, because doesn't care.
And I don't think any of us should actually go in without all of us. Like, I feel like if we find an easy way to get in, we let the other group know, and we all get there and get in as fast as possible.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm saying is I can always drop the snare spell at the front door. So if they do if that's really the only way out, if they try to exit that, they can't move. They could be restrained and they can't run away.
You know, that's a good idea.
Touche.
Like, I'm thinking that this place has got to have more than one door. It's got to have more than one door, and it's probably only got one door that's obvious. And while they might send a couple of people out the obvious way, they'll probably send a few more people out the less obvious way to try to pincer us as we're putting on our little show of force.
Well, I guess we really wouldn't know until we get up to the house and actually get a look at it before we can and maybe change game plan at that point.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I'm saying, this is just going off of what little information we've got with this map.
So
Yeah, it's all academics over there. I think we go to sleep, get up early. Let's go do this.
Sleep, get up early, eat, and go.
Ren, you're staying in the room with Finnick. If anyone except one of us goes in there, you crush their head.
I'm sorry, I crushed your head.
Like into jelly. like you did to the griffin.
Oh, do tell.
Oh, so there was a griffin.
There
And it
was.
attacked.
Was.
And Ren crushed its head. It attacked Camp while we were sleeping. Ren doesn't sleep, so he crushed its head.
So
I had to get rid of that tent. It never smelled right. Again.
I wonder why.
Yeah. So we're all going to bed.
Griffin brains, they stain. Like it's bad. It's real bad.
Yeah, at this point, we're all going to bed.
Yeah, let's turn in for the night.
And
guys.
with that, I think we're going to go ahead and take our break.
We shall
good.
be right back. I'd say
Stay
about
tuned, everybody.
5 minutes, 5-10 minutes.
Somewhere in that range.
Be right back, guys. Thanks for watching.
BRB, I Because I wanted to do either that or another costume that I really want to do is yeah. Yeah. Because yeah, like it's like okay. Are we starting?
I just put it back. We don't have to.
All right. So
As I stuff my mouth with the Reese's.
I'm sitting here eating
you
my
wake up.
nuts.
You wake up. You get up in the morning, and as promised, breakfast is all set up. But you also see 5 vials on the breakfast table. And Delma is standing there and said, "We were able to talk to the alchemist. I got you each a healing potion.
How very
You
generous
may
of
need it."
you. Well, much
That's
obliged.
pricey. Nice.
Oh, it costs a lot?
Yes.
Very generous of you then. Much obliged, my good comrade.
Well, we trust me. This has been a long time coming. It's about time somebody took Halid down.
I might not be the sharpest bard amongst all the bards across the land, but I'll do my best. Granted, as long as I have 4 of the people backing me up. Just saying.
Backing who up?
Backing me up. I am the star. What, did you think I got into my finest robes and armor for not being the star?
Hey, Sapphire.
Yes.
You know, I can check that potion just to make sure it's okay. For
How
3 gold.
Wait. Oh. Alas, I have fallen for it again. Laugh all you want. I won't fall for it a third time.
Oh, I will. I'm going to.
Oh, really?
Yes. Battle humor. It's great.
Come tomorrow morning. It won't happen. Hopefully.
All right. So you all making your way over to Halid's place?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So as I mentioned, I do have the first map up on Owlbear Rodeo. You'll notice that there are 3 areas, one marked F1, one marked F2, one marked F3.
Mm-hmm.
So if you hear me reference that, that's going to be a kind of a continuing theme through each of the maps. So if you hear me reference an area, that will kind of give you an idea of where you are. You're going to be coming from that roadway that's kind of a little bit down into the left of F1. That's where you're kind of approaching. So if you all kind of want to set yourselves up down there, should have. Oh, I may have to drag these over for those of you who don't.
Yeah, I cannot see where my character portrait thing is.
Oh, it looks like we had somebody create their own token. Cool.
Yeah, I didn't see the ones we had last time with our actual pictures on it, so I just grabbed the generic sorcerer.
Okay. I can get. Here's yours.
If you guys send me pictures you want used for your characters, I can make tokens with the program that I made mine with.
Cool.
And I'll just load them into Owlbear Rodeo.
Yeah. I just used the pictures that they used for their characters at D&D Beyond.
I tried to pull those off D&D Beyond, and it wouldn't let me for some reason.
I used the Windows clipping program to take clips to clip them.
Oh, I don't have that.
Snippet.
It's built into Windows.
Oh, well then I
It's
might have that.
what's
Snippet.
it called? Yeah, snip and sketch. So, all right. So, how are you approaching this place?
Yeah, you went. We were talking about us three going, just running out the front door.
But we don't really want to do that. I would say we need to scope out the rest of the house, since all we really see is, at this point, I don't think we really see any of the house.
You can't see inside, that's for sure. You can see, I mean, it's in towers and ruins, but it's not enough where you can see inside.
I mean, because is like from the F1 area, is that like a hill or is that like bushes?
Like, it's mostly like bushes and the dead willow tree there, hence why it has the name Dead Willow.
Okay.
What's the house made out of? Like, is it wood?
Stone.
Is it stone?
I'm gonna roll a perception check.
Instead of perception, make a nature. I'm thinking of.
Nature, history, survival.
Make it an investigation.
I spelled it right. Yeah. I rolled an 8 or a 7 plus 1 for an 8.
Ouch. All right. Anybody else want an investigation?
I will. Yes.
Because basically, you're trying to get as much information. It's not just perception. You're looking for any signs around it. So I want to do a little bit more specific on the investigation.
I got a 14 on investigation.
Yeah, 10 on the die plus 5 is 15.
All right. So, Joe, then you kind of, as you're looking, you notice that that you can see that there definitely somebody frequents this property.
Mm-hmm.
And you can kind of see this trail of footprints. And it leads up to the front door, but then kind of bounces around a bit and seems to be going around it a bit. But then it kind of dies out. Anybody else want to try to roll?
Can I pick
leads,
number?
like I said, it leads to the front door, but then the front door is F2.
Can I make out? Sorry, go ahead. Can I make out?
It kind of bounces around a bit from there, like, so it doesn't look like it enters the front door.
Can I make out like numbers, or are these like sand people? Do they move single file?
It looks mostly like one set of footprints. You see the same set, but it looks like it's mostly one set of footprints.
Okay.
AZ, are the grids 5 feet again?
Yes.
Okay.
Anybody else want to try and check, or?
No, I don't think we're gonna see much more than he did because he got the highest.
Yeah, and even then, remind me what the perception was in the first place. Was it nature or?
It's not perception.
Investigation.
It's investigation.
Oh yeah, I am not that high there. Oops.
It doesn't hurt. I mean,
it looks like it looks
There's
like
a huge luck factor.
It looks like everybody except Sapphire rolled, so you can try. It's still worth a try.
I'll try, but don't be shocked.
There's a huge luck factor here. I mean, I am high in investigation, only got a 14.
All right, so check investigation, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Here goes. Yep, I knew it.
It's okay.
You see it in front of you.
Wow.
You're aware that there's a road and a house.
You kind of see a house in the distance.
Yeah, I'm still in no. Well, someone's frequenting this place, but it looks like it's the same pair of boot prints going back and forth, so we can't really get numbers from that. We know one person comes here a lot.
At least from this side.
And the footprints look to be decent in size, so.
So Halled's a pretty big guy. Could be him.
Mm-hmm. At least from this side.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should do a perimeter check before.
Sorry, go ahead.
Before we make any drastic decisions, because if there are other footprints going in other locations or other areas, we might be dealing with more than one person and not just one person.
Yeah. Who's sneaky?
I believe Elephant is.
The one
was-
time.
I was gonna say
one
one of the
time
elves.
to a dog.
I have a plus
I can
3
try.
stealth.
Okay.
Actually, no,
I
Elephant.
can hide.
Actually, no, if you've got a +3, so who's got the highest?
+3's not bad.
The highest what?
Yeah, +3.
Well, make sure you don't have a D next to your stealth because of your armor. Like mine, I actually have to roll at disadvantage for stealth checks.
Oh.
Because you're wearing a heavy armor.
I'm wearing scale mail.
Yeah.
My dexterity is +2. Is that what you meant?
No,
No, you
No.
probably you're wearing light armor, right?
Yeah, I'm wearing.
You're
light.
Yeah,
fine.
you don't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Light armor never light. I don't think light armor ever impairs stealth.
nope.
Yeah, no,
Nope.
I have studded, but that doesn't hurt me either. So
Yeah, it's still
Alright.
considered
My,
light
uh,
armor. So
my
So
dex
metal
is a
metal
+1.
armor and heavy armor definitely has a tendency to impair stealth.
I could try to check myself or roll it.
My dex is a
Well,
+1,
before you do
so-
that, where are you going?
Oh, what were they doing again? Remind
They
me.
said
They
to
were
do a
looking
kind of a walk around the perimeter. So
Okay, so that's the perimeter check. Gotcha. All right, because I thought there was a perimeter check thing, not a stealth check. Okay, I was connecting dots where they should be. All right,
all right,
12
not the most stealthy.
rats.
You're making
No.
some noise as you make your way around, but you don't seem to draw any attention. But I'm also going to say that you're concerned enough about the noise you're making that you don't necessarily gain any good insight as you make your way around.
And I just go back to the others like, well, there was nobody running out to attack me, and
Well, you know what? That's always a good thing.
right,
Elephant does a much
right.
better job with her stealth check.
Oh wait, oh,
You see,
nice.
as you start to come back, Elephant starts to make her way around. Elephant, if you come around to the back, I want you to do a perception check.
If I can spell, my fingers have stopped working. 22.
You notice something very unusual about the window labeled F3. It's hard to see from a distance exactly, but something doesn't seem right about that.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Can I try to get a little closer to look, or
If you want to,
see how
I will give
far-
you an investigation check as will be considered getting closer to look.
Okay.
Ooh.
Nope.
Well, it looks odd, but you have no idea why. It's
All
like
right. So
you're
I
looking
mean, go
at it
back to the
going,
group.
something doesn't
I
look right,
guess.
but I can't tell you what. So it's up to you how you want to handle that when you get back to meet up with the group.
Yeah. So I'll head back to them. Do I need to do another stealth check to go back, or?
No, I'll let you get
Okay.
around fine.
So I got around to the back. I know something odd about the window, but I could. That's it.
What
So make
kind of
way-
odd?
I couldn't tell you. It was. I just noticed it was unusual, not really a normal window. That's all I can tell you.
Did you see any guards?
Not that I could. No.
Which window?
So what's next? Anybody else maybe want to check out that window?
If you guys are okay with me attempting to make it up there, I'll go take a look. My stealth is not the best, but Ren will stay here with you guys, and I don't know,
Well,
maybe
I
it's
doubt
some
I can
sort of
do-
gizmo.
I doubt I can do a retry, so watch as you nail this, no problem.
Azing, would I have to do a stealth check to walk kind of halfway in between the house and the barn?
Halfway between the house and the barn, I'm going to say no.
Okay. Guys, I'm gonna see if I can detect any magic. If I get in the right spot, I should be able to see the window and the front door.
That's a good plan. Emmerich, do you mind if I go with you?
Yeah, come along, man. I'd rather have some backup.
Okay. I have a question I need to ask one of you.
Yep.
Probably Rob, man, because you're going to be the most experienced in the group. So give me a moment.
Is this something that I should be muting?
No, I'm going to ask him through Discord.
Okie dokie.
I am asking you to recognize what I'm about to ask you, by the way. Remember the difference we've talked about between player knowledge and character knowledge.
Absolutely, bud.
And we're just kind of hanging out and watching.
What's the phrase again? Chilling out, relaxing, all cool.
I'm just noticing that
Damn.
Rob Man's token looks a lot like Bilbo Baggins when it's minimized. Like when it's
Oh,
small.
does
I still say that first time I watched Fellowship of the Ring, and Elrond steps up in the council, I just had this thought going through my head of him going, as you can see, we've been watching you for some time now, Mr. Baggins.
Because his Matrix role was so iconic.
Mm-hmm.
Hammer.
Couldn't even once say you were the chosen one.
Well, you know, you are going up against at least one guy who's up to no good.
Are we just waiting on you guys to do your
Okay, I got my answer.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
All right, so you're going to go ahead and try to magic?
Yeah, you hear him just mutter under his breath, Lyrith, and we're casting.
You do not detect anything magical.
Oh, wow. Didn't even let me get a roll or anything. Okay. I'm going to turn it over to Joven.
You could roll perfectly, and you wouldn't detect anything magical.
I know, I'm kidding. I don't get any magic off of this area at all.
Am I close enough to make an investigation roll, or will I have to sneak up?
Well, for where you're standing right now, I'm going to say you need to sneak up.
Okay. You mind keeping me covered, Emmerich?
I got your back.
15 for stealth.
Yep,
That's
13. You're fine.
13 on the die and +2 for
so
dexterity.
you can come around. You can come around close to F3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say I'm going to give you advantage because you are used to constructing and you're used to this stuff. So you've got an advantage on your investigation roll.
All right, well, let me roll that advantage. 19 total, 14 on the die.
Okay.
I'm hanging far enough back that I could watch his back still, but you tell me, am I far enough away still that I don't need to do a stealth roll?
Fine. You're fine. As you investigate it, you notice that sure enough, there's something unusual about this.
Mm-hmm.
The window looks like it's boarded over, but it's not. It's actually on a hinge. And if you work on it, it looks like that it would actually pretty easily relatively easily be moved open, and you'd be able to enter from there. And upon a little bit more investigation, you notice that the footprints you saw, the same footprints that were going around the door, seem to walk up to this window, and as if this is the main entrance.
Got it. Checking for traps.
You do not seem to find any traps by this window.
Okay. I'm gonna wave to Bryson and Emmerich. This is the way in.
All right, and then using message, I'm going to convey that to the rest of the group.
Okay.
Can we talk back to a message?
With message, you can reply in a whisper that only I can hear.
because
yes.
I still feel, because I kind of respond back to Emmerich and be like, I still feel like if that's the entrance, we should snare it and go treat the front end, like the front door, as like that's where you're gonna go in, but we have this trap if they try to leave through that door.
All right, I'm kind of relaying messages, so I'm going to pass that on to. I just blanked on your name, dude. Joven. And pass that on to Joven.
I'm game if that's what you guys want to do.
So,
so relaying back to the group that he's on board if that's what they want. Anyone else want to?
So I'm actually going to have to stealth myself, or at least attempt to. So I can just do this easily. I'm gonna roll it here. Let's see what I get. +1 at disadvantage. Actually, surprisingly, I got a 16.
Yep, you're fine.
I rolled an 18 and a 15, so I had to take the lower of the two. So I go over around the building, and try to get close enough. What's the distance for this?
Right now, distances don't matter. It's not. You're not in combat, so.
Well, it's how far do I have to for the spell
before you can set. Gotcha.
I do have to touch it, so I do have to get close to that area.
You're fine. You're fine on your stealth. I'm not going to make you make another stealth.
Okay,
check.
so I literally go all the way up to pretty much the window itself. Like if they try to go, so what this is going to do is if they try to go out of this window, they have to take a dex save.
Okay.
So I'm gonna.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. So I'm literally gonna like touch the window and like because it's a minute casting time, so I spend a minute setting the snare.
And what is the dex save for that in case it's needed?
13.
Okay.
Before you actually start casting, Joven takes time to explain how the hinge works and lets you know that this is not trapped.
Okay.
It is
basically, if that affects how you cast your spell, like basically trying to like, hey, it opens like this.
He's just giving you as much information as possible. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, pretty much like reading the spell itself. It's to cast the spell. You use a rope to create a circle with a 5-foot radius on the ground or the floor. Okay, so I'm touching the floor right outside the window. So if they come out the window,
cool.
When you finish casting, the rope disappears and the circle becomes a magic trap. It's nearly invisible, requiring a successful intelligence or investigation check against your spell save DC to be disconcerted. The trap triggers when a small, medium, or large creature moves onto the ground or the floor that the spell.
So the only concern here is this something that your own teammates will have to worry about when they enter?
Yes. If we attempt, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I relayed to Emmerich the plan of we're going to go to the.
Mention that's something you might have to keep. You might have to keep in mind.
And it is a duration of 8 hours, so I mean it will last a long period of time. Yeah. So if the creature succeeds the dex save, they're fine. If not, they will be magically hoisted into the air, leaving it hanging upside down 3 feet above the ground. And will be restrained there until the cast ends. Or the spell ends. But they can make a dex save every turn.
Okay.
Are we
What's your next
sneaking
move?
back around to the front then, or?
I say we go back to the front.
All right, following you guys.
All right, so you all move up to the front. What are you planning on doing now?
Didn't.
We want to go with Do we want to go with the plan from yesterday? A couple of us charge the front doors, see if we can get anybody to come out.
I don't see why not.
All right.
I would say if we all like the three of you could be in the front, or just Emmerich and Joven take the helm.
Okay, so you're gonna ask the old sorcerer who probably has the least hit points of anybody in the team to take point.
You were correct. You were correct, sir.
I said no. I said Joven and
Emmerich.
Oh no, Joven and
Yes, no, you are
Ren.
correct, sir.
Ben.
Ren.
Right. Sorry, I just had to say something.
And then we kind of take the back because most of us have the distance where we can attack from afar. That's just my suggestion. That's kind of what I'm just suggesting to the group. Because then Ren can take a bulk of damage if they come out and.
I just like the idea of your least tanky character being a tank.
Yeah. No, we are better at a distance for sure.
Just messing with you, Kevin.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with that. So, all right.
So I kind of set up like like almost direct view of the door.
I'm going to advance myself
Sapphire,
and
make
run
sure you position yourself where you want to be as well.
up this way, checking for traps as I go.
If you don't have L open, I can move you.
She's muted.
I know.
I didn't know if she knew.
That's a good question.
Oh, is this something for me? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say you want to position yourself here as we're going into what they're doing.
Yeah.
Fisticuffs are getting ready to be thrown.
What would be the best spot?
Wherever you.
Probably somewhere back, like where Elephane and Briz are.
Then don't mind me. I'll go right here. Actually, yeah, that's probably the safest bet.
All right.
Famous last words.
Let me know when you guys are ready.
Ready or not.
All right.
This
Here we
pig.
come.
I'm just gonna yell out, "Knock, knock!" and wing the hammer at the door.
Beautiful.
Roll initiative.
I do want you to roll, but not initiative.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Wait, what did we do?
What I want
He
you
kicked
to
in the door and said hello.
roll- We're gonna make this kind of a standard combat roll.
Mhm.
Just roll what you normally would with your hammer, and then I'm gonna determine something here.
Okay. Okay. Good night, baby. Sorry, Leah's going to bed.
All right, Leah.
They say good night.
Nighty night.
All right, actions. That's a 19 with a 13 on the die.
Well,
The door shatters,
Mm-hmm.
and the next thing you know, a spear is flying right at you.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to mute.
It's all right. You could do your reaction.
That's a good reaction.
Yeah.
Heads up.
So everybody make an athletic. Everybody who's more or less in line with that door. So I'm gonna say Joven, Ren. It's fired from a heavy crossbow, so I'm gonna say it could even get back far enough to hit Briz. The three of you need to make an athletics check.
Okay.
Everybody unnamed.
Fortunately,
Ooh.
Elephane, you're enough out of the way. You're not getting hit. Because
Okay.
otherwise, though I'm almost tempted to have you stumble into it with that roll.
Oh
So
my.
Ren
What would it be,
gets-
athletic or acrobatics?
Ren gets
Or is that just an
let's make it. Actually, acrobatics makes more sense. So.
Okay, I'll do that instead.
Oh,
Dang it.
But like I
So,
said, you don't really have to worry about it because you're not really in line. It's really Ren, Joven, and Briz.
Ren gets a
Better.
17 on the die.
Okay.
I got a 3 total, but that was with a nat 1.
Okay.
I got 10 that time.
So
Woo!
Joven, this thing hits
So-
you and hits you hard.
So that's $1 for the kids, guys.
And you are going to take. Ouch.
With the nat 1, did he jump towards the spear?
I'm a money guy.
You take 10 damage.
All right.
You got lucky because that was 2d6 plus 6 piercing. I rolled 2 2s.
Can I make an attempt to slow it down as it hits me so it does less damage to anyone behind me?
Well, I'm gonna say that it hits you
Okay.
and doesn't go any further back. You know, like you take, especially with that, you take the brunt of the damage. So
Come back. Does the hammer come back?
yeah.
All right. Oh, that's good. At least I didn't lose that. Oh, Ren, pick me up, but pull the spear out first. I think I might be pinned to the ground. That was a bad plan, guys. It was a bad call.
I'm gonna.
That was
I-
bad.
Pray that my dice rolls are actually good this time.
Well,
I
you
got
don't
this.
have to worry about it. Really, it was the 3 of them because they were the ones more in line with the door.
Oh
And
yeah,
it was
but they're, like,
basically
going-
Joven
I have
and
a
Ren
spear
made theirs
in
that
my
it was going to
shoulder.
fall on Briz.
right, but
Joven
going
most
into, like,
definitely
the
did not
action and
make.
stuff.
Is the house dark? Can we see? I mean, the door is shattered. Presumably, we can see through the front door.
So you can see a little bit of the area in there. What you notice, I'm not going to worry about trying to clear away the fog because really it doesn't show you a whole lot more on this. But beyond the door, the foyer empties into a clearly abandoned living space. The hearth is choked with branches and debris from above. The furniture is smashed and soiled, and a thick layer of dirt and grime covers every surface. It's obvious that no one has been using this room in years. The only other exit leads to a room thoroughly filled with debris from the collapsed roof above. Digging through the debris would take several hours at least and would likely cause a further collapse of the ruined second story.
I'm
Wait,
gonna
why,
throw
why
it.
is my sheet saying I only have 7 hit points? I remember having 25.
Did you
Me-
did you not do a rest at some point?
But if nothing
It's
else,
saying
we
I
all
have
slept
7
last.
hit points max.
Oh,
I don't know what
something
happened.
messed up.
Because I went to go
That's
take
less
that
than
damage, and
me,
I'm like,
dude.
oh,
Something is wrong.
I'm dead.
Yeah,
Either
no,
way,
that can't
I'm
be
gonna
right.
throw a healing spell at him and give him another 8.
Don't use them yet.
Okay.
I'm all right. I get up and dust myself off. Like, oh, that hurt. I'm all right.
Okay.
Ren, help me walk. Make me look good.
So the question is, are you going to try and see if you can find a way around in this room, or are you possibly going to go where you saw a possible entrance earlier?
Can we have the big guy walk through the door? By which I mean Ren.
Yeah, Ren, go ahead and you're taking point.
Okay.
So he's gonna walk up to the door. And he's gonna turn around and look. No, go in, man. He's just stepping to here. And I'm moving up to here.
So as you can see, there's a whole bunch of debris between F2 and F3 there. And trying to get that is not going to be easy.
All
There's
right, guys,
nothing in this room over to the right hand. Like you look in, there's nothing
Mhm.
really noteworthy in this room over to the right hand side. And the very right there is that hearth that they was just saying that has like just overgrown branches and all through it. You can tell that if Howlett is staying here, he's not staying on this floor.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Is this window here?
That is a window, yes, but it's completely boarded up. And it's not like the other one. It's not a trick window like the other one.
All right.
So basically, we have to go in through the other way.
Yeah. Guys, the only way is in the other door.
All right.
This place is trashed.
And you see the crossbow like right here.
Ren, take that. Ren's gonna go pick it up.
Okay.
Well,
now I want you to take this spear, and I want you to shoot it out of that crossbow at whoever we see next. Give them their spear back for me, buddy.
All right, so you all are coming back out and coming over to F3.
All right, so if that's the case,
you all have to make dexterity checks.
Yes.
Yep.
All 5 of us? Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
Guys, no, wait. Oh. Check for traps.
What?
What?
Check for traps.
You already did.
All right.
So we're aware of the trap. It was set by us.
No.
Yeah,
check
no,
for traps as we're moving
remember
along.
when you checked the window earlier, you checked for traps.
I'm more worried about traps on the ground.
I mean, I rolled a 4 dexterity
Traps
check.
on the ground. Traps on the ground.
5 dexterity. That is not good.
Okay, so Emmerich is now upside down. Sapphire is now hanging upside down.
Well, but can already feel the blood rush into my
Eliphane's
head.
fine.
So I know where that is.
Check, not
Check
roll.
dexterity.
I'm hanging upside down.
Briz is upside down on his own trap.
14.
You're fine.
And Ren gets a 13 on the die.
He's fine.
Okay.
So Ren, Joven, and Elephane are all fine, and the rest of you, including the person who set the trap, are now hanging upside down.
Hey, Briz,
Yeah?
you want to maybe dispel that? So you guys can get down?
I didn't know that was possible. I would have suggested that before we went through it if that was possible.
Can he dispel it?
You can always dispel your own spell.
Okay.
You can just choose like, hey, I don't want that anymore.
That might have been the better choice.
I was just assuming that it wasn't an option since.
Though it is kind of funny to see, especially the guy who set the trap hanging upside down.
All right, so a restrained creature can make a dexterity saving throw at the end of its turn, ending the effect on itself on a success. Alternately, the creature or someone else who can reach it can can use an action to make an intelligence arcana check against your spell save DC. On a success, the restrained
to make
effect
things
ends.
easier, I'm going to say that the 3 who weren't trapped are able to help all of you who did get trapped down.
And then
it's not a huge, at this point, it's not a huge deal.
after the trap is triggered, the spell ends when no creature is restrained by it.
Okay. So I'm going to say that the 3 who didn't get trapped are able to help the 3 of you who did. And you're able to walk inside.
I'm going to slap Brez on the shoulder as I'm walking by and say, Puffick. I've been looking at language, by the way.
We know your spell works.
It's not a spell. Needless to say, it's an insulting.
No, I'm just...
No, we know Briz's spell works.
Oh, yes, his spell is geniusly.
So the shuttered entrance leads to a room filled with debris, same area. However, there's just enough room for 2 medium creatures to stand in the space, and a cursory inspection from the spot uncovers a crawlway under debris. Unlike everything else, this crawlway is mostly free from grime and dust. So at this point, you know that crawlway is, by the way, F4. And then if everyone will kind of get away from Owlbear for just a moment, I need to switch out maps.
Okay.
So just close out of Owlbear real briefly.
Or just change the tab so you're not looking at it. While we're waiting,
Refreshed it.
while we are waiting for Owlbear and our DM, just a reminder: we are raising money to write.
To write "Love on Her Arms."
Correct, in honor of our fallen comrade Adam, or known as Digit 348. This weekend we are running a marathon in his honor. From Friday at, is it 2 or 6 o'clock? 6 o'clock Friday evening until I believe 10 p.m. Sunday night. It will all take place here on the Good for Gaming channel.
Actually, 10 p.m. is the 10 p.m. Sunday is the final one, so it actually runs till
2 a.m.
2 a.m.
Yeah, 2 a.m. Monday.
Hey, Cubby, check your alerts too, because I did a donation and it didn't show up.
We'll also have some new faces on this round.
That is true.
Yep.
We might have to get with Mr. Bossman because I have everything on. It depends on when it came in.
It already shows on the overhead.
Well, it shows on the overhead lay, but it depends on when it came in because if we were switched over on the other one.
Oh, it might have come through. I got you.
It depends on when it comes through.
Okay, so you guys can go back to Owlbear. I pulled everyone in place except for I don't have access to yours, Rob Man, so you'll need to pull Joven and Ren over.
Okay.
You're all coming in from this side where that ladder is. There's a little bit more room there than just that, but that's where that's the direction you're all coming through.
Somebody talk.
Okay.
No, I'm just making sure my audio.
So you're all going through it. You're all kind of going through a crawlway that goes a ways and takes a turn around a corner.
Were we smart enough to have the golem go first?
That's your call.
I'm sending him down first. Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind if you get another spear holding you, but
I do.
He didn't let me heal him, so.
So after about 15 feet, you do see a left turn in the crawlway.
Okay. I'm gonna go down after Ren. Just basically staying behind him.
As Ren gets just around that corner, you start to hear noise.
Okay.
And Ren kind of looks back because he just put his hand on a pressure sensitive plate.
Oh, Ren can't check for traps.
So I need. So the ceiling to the crawlway now collapses. And I'm gonna say Ren, Joven, and whoever else is who's right behind Joven.
But no one wants to do that.
I was going ahead with Ren to check for traps, so it's just us. Okay. I think right now.
So the two of you are going to take I want you to make a dexterity saving throw.
All right. That's a 19 on the die for me. And a 14 on the die for Ren.
Ooh, Ren barely barely survives it. You both managed to avoid getting crushed. However, there is now a ton of debris in the way that needs to be moved.
Is this like debris from the wall?
From the ceiling.
All right.
The ceiling collapsed.
So I need your ruling on this. Mend allows me to return an object to its normal form. Can I mend this back into the ceiling?
Well, the problem is you still have that pressure plate to deal with if you do that. So you run the risk of else triggering the same trap.
Can I mend up to where I start to see the pressure plate?
You can.
All right. I'm basically gonna have me and Ren. I'm gonna have Ren back out of here and come back up to explain. Hey guys, we got another trap here. I'm gonna try something. Don't come down if you hear it go off again.
So yeah, I'll bend up to that, but then you'll have to, which means you'll clear out about half of it, but there's still about half of it that needs to be cleared.
All right. I want
an athletics check to see if you can clear any of the rest of it.
Okay. 14.
So you're clearing it, but you're clearing it slowly, and it's making noise.
Okay. I want to get to the point where I can see the pressure plate and possibly get some thieves' tools on it.
Well, the pressure plate triggered the collapse. It's not going to trigger another collapse. I was just going to say that if you tried to mend it to where it previously was, then you'd run the risk of causing another collapse with the pressure plate.
Oh no, I did not want to mend the pressure plate.
Yeah, that's why I was making that comment. But it's not going to cause. It was only set for the one collapse. It's just that it's taking you a while to move everything out of the way, and you're making a lot of scraping and rustling noises. I mean, not that the cave-in itself obviously made a fair amount of noise, but
yeah, I figure they know we're coming at this point. We've set off 2 traps.
Yeah, you're definitely not sneaking your way in here. That's for sure.
We knew we weren't a stealthy group.
Okay. So yeah, I want to clear this out as much as possible, and then tell people to come behind me. Stay 10 to 15 feet behind me.
All right, and as you come into that area, come on, allow me to do. Oh, that's right. I have to do that. There you go.
All right.
So just stay like relatively behind our ragtag buddies.
Yeah.
All right, gotcha.
All right. Once I've cleared the area, I'm going to check for traps beyond that pressure point.
All right. You're not catching any. And this looks kind of like a closeted area that opens up into a bigger room.
How's the lighting down here?
Lighting's decent. Like you can tell it's up, but as you enter this room,
decent for me or decent for
decent for like most people aren't going to have problems with lighting.
Okay.
It's not, they weren't trying to keep the place really dark or anything.
You have to be able to see.
But as you come into this room, roll for initiative.
Oh, look at Dell with the gift subs. Thank you, Dell.
Oh, Dell's coming in hot.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Is it just me in combat, or
anybody who enters through the door?
Okay.
I was right behind you, so I'm assuming.
All right.
I'm assuming I'm there with your back.
Okay.
I'm not going to worry about because it's a pretty small room, so I'm not, basically everybody's within a pretty. But you've got 4 guard dogs.
That's a 13 altogether for me.
Check, Maddie. It's always check.
Oh.
Unless you're.
Oh, check
initiative. Yep.
Okay.
We are going.
Was it a big red thunder?